We've made it. Hey guys. So we made it. We're still alive. Quick recap of the day. Getting to the airport, Minneapolis airport was fine. Got that okay. Found our gate and everything and got through security relatively unscathed except for this one. But that's okay.
I have red flag hands or something.
Yeah, it was weird. It was kind of bizarre, but we
I got the full pat down.
She got the full pat down, but luckily I got us there early enough that we had time for that. So we had plenty of time to catch our flight. Flight was good.
Yeah.
You know, for a flight. It's been a while since I've flown, so the amount of onboard entertainment was kind of impressive. I got through half of Beatles documentary, which I stopped watching because there's a lot of like 60s interviews and stuff, and the sound wasn't so good. But it's really interesting. It's the Beatles in India, so I'm gonna have to find that one. And watched about half, give or take, of Sonic 2, which looks really good. I'm gonna have to pick that up at some point. You watched a messed up movie.
Yeah, it was called
Fall.
The Fall or Fall.
I think it was just Fall. Yeah.
It's about these two women that climbed this like 2,000-foot decommissioned TV broadcasting tower
In the middle of nowhere. There's nothing
in the
around
middle
for
of
miles.
nowhere, of course. And I didn't think we were kind of like they're gonna have an hour and 50 minutes of this, but it actually I thought it was actually pretty good.
Okay.
They filled it with enough twists and different things, like the emotional stuff and there's just a lot of different things that like made it actually interesting for that amount of time for that subject. I'm not going to say anything else. It is actually I was actually pleasantly surprised with it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
So yeah, we got off the plane in Portland, and that's where the real confusion started because we couldn't follow their maps with anything, and apparently no one knew directions how to get to the car rental center, and it took us forever to find it.
The few people that you could find to even try to ask.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
that was quite a situation. And now that we've been through it, it's like, oh, easy peasy. Okay.
no,
But
yeah, now you know where to
if
go.
you've never
but-
been there before, it was really quite difficult to figure out. But
Yeah, it was a lot of back and forth, and yeah, it was
yeah,
way more walking than I think we wanted to do.
yeah. But the actual getting the car thing wasn't that difficult, especially since we had reserved it.
Yeah, getting in the car was relatively easy.
Somehow I got a hybrid thing that I don't
She is
understand
not
what
happy
happened.
about that.
It's not a real. Well, I mean, it works, but yeah, I don't understand. But it's all right. It's something different to drive. Yeah, it was.
I mean, it
it
even for a
works.
hybrid, it's a nice car.
It goes, it stops, it goes.
Yeah.
So,
Once we're allowed to go. Yeah, because then.
Yeah.
So we landed in Portland. Our hotel's in St. Helens, and for about the first 10 miles of the trip, it was
At
all
least.
like side streets. It was 35 miles an hour,
Yeah.
and yeah,
It was like driving through, uptown, like driving through uptown
yeah.
nonstop. Like it was just like uptown, and then you think you're going to get on a freeway, and then it's some more uptown, and then it's
more
like
uptown. Well,
manufacturing.
Yeah,
and,
so more like northeast. If you're from Minneapolis,
correct,
more
correct.
like northeast, with more strip joints and dispensaries. But yeah, I mean, once we got on the freeway, once we hit the bridge,
The cool bridge.
that's when your mood changed. The cool bridge.
I don't
which,
know what bridge that was.
Which
But
there's a picture of in our hotel room. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah,
Actually, Heather knows. We'll have to ask Heather.
We'll ask Heather.
She'll know. She's from this area, kind of.
It is pretty epic when you're on it and when you don't expect it.
Is this gonna be no? I have short arms.
You have short arms.
Here, I'm gonna give you that.
Yeah, I didn't
might have
think
to
this
edit
through.
that,
And especially when it comes like out of nowhere and you're
Yeah.
just suddenly on it and you look up and it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then once we got past that, we had the mountains and the trees and the
Mountains
green
and
and the
trees and-
everything and
Yeah. So
yeah. So then we got to the hotel, and I had a little snafu with Booking.com, and yes, I'm going to call them out. And we're not going to use them anymore because
that's shady.
they're shady characters. Somehow, it was a matter of we booked the room a month and a half ago,
At least, yeah.
2 months ago, whenever it was, and I got an email confirmation, but I looked at it yesterday, day before, sometime this week, just to make sure everything was kosher, and I saw a button on there that said, finish your booking or complete your booking. And I was like, okay. So hit that, and it's like, oh yeah, the room that you originally wanted is no longer available, and we have substitute rooms. And so I basically rebooked, and then noticed on my bank statement that I had 2 charges. So this morning I called the hotel that we're at and said, do I happen to have 2 rooms under my name? And they're like, yep. And I was like, okay. And then had to go through booking to cancel it, and it was just a disaster. So yeah, we're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And Josh, the guy who helped us at the front desk just now, nicest guy and really, really helpful. And yeah, I think we're best Western people for life.
Yeah.
Because they were so nice and so understanding, and really trying to help us in my idiot situation.
No, it wasn't an idiot. They're shady. That was a shady move to do.
Yeah.
And that is how they get this, because now the cancellation, he gets reimbursed about half of what
the room costs.
He's paying for the room. So because he clicked a little button that they told him he needed to click to keep his room, now he gets to give them $280, right, like that. But
I don't get what they're going to give me for at least another 48 hours.
Yeah,
give or take.
So that's that's
so yeah, it's really
not a little bit of change.
So I mean, if you're one that goes through third parties to book stuff, Booking or Expedia or whatever, just be careful. Just read the emails and make sure everything is where it should be. And just because, yeah, it's ridiculous. And then they're confused with the hotel. They're confused when we checked in. I mean, it was just a mess.
So now he's got to try to, he's gonna try to see if he's got someone, if somebody wants a room, he's gonna try to give them that room. So
so they can
to rent that room
keep
out
their
to
business
them.
up.
So they can, and then maybe he can get reimbursed more, towards his reimbursement. So.
But yeah, I'm not really.
No, but
counting on a lot
for
of
him
that.
to be like, "Hey, buddy, that sucks." I'll try to,
Yeah, I mean, they
out,
really work with
really
us to try to rectify this. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're here.
And it's Halloweentown.
And it's Halloweentown apparently in St. Helens. So they got stuff going on all weekend. The hotel is just decked out in Halloween decorations. It's pretty freaking
everywhere.
awesome. It's pretty epic. So yeah, I think we found our spot, at least when we come out here. Yeah. So it's what, 7-ish, something like that.
Yeah, 7 quarter after.
So we're gonna chill here for a little bit, take showers maybe because get off the plane and grimy, and then probably go find some food and then probably come back and crash.
Yep. Try to see the ocean tomorrow morning.
And then we're going to try to see the ocean tomorrow morning. And then after that, we start with the wedding festivities stuff. So, which is the reason we're here. which halfway here I completely forgot that we were coming here for a wedding. Yeah. So yeah, that's all we got for now. We'll probably check in the morning, and hopefully we'll be at the ocean, and that'll be good. So for now, that's what we got. So.
I mean, I know I'm in Coffee Town, but still, give me some.
Yes, we are in Coffee Town, and we love Coffee Town. So it's the morning. We did survive the night.
Hi.
Couple quick recommendations. What was it? Sunrise Pizza? Sunshine? Sunrise.
Sunshine Pizza.
Sunshine Pizza here in St. Helens is awesome. It feels like you go back in time. Like I felt like we went back like 30 years because there was no website, there was no app. They had an open salad bar. Like a bunch of teenagers worked there.
Yeah.
Like you had to call in and give your credit card number. It was weird, but it was very cool. And the food there was excellent. The cheese sticks were unusual.
Yeah,
they were almost like had a dough around them.
Like almost like how was I describing it? It was really. It's almost like a. It's kind of like almost like a hush puppy dough, a real thin layer of hush puppy dough.
Yeah. It was quite good.
Yeah,
and they were hearty.
They were that like pull on that. I could have went all the way across the room with that sucker.
Yeah, and like as soon as we were done with the 6 cheese sticks, I was like, oh yeah, we got pizza too.
Oh no, that was good pizza.
It was really good pizza. Thin crust. You got a sausage mushroom. Very, very good. And it like I told her, it's like a place that like an 80s teen movie should be set. It had that kind of a feel to it.
It did actually.
Yeah. And so we got up. It's very, very early in the morning. For me, at least.
I'm like, dude.
I mean, this is what time I usually get up for work, but that's for work. So, yeah. And we just had the breakfast at the hotel, which was expansive and excellent. Cereal and waffles and eggs and sausage and bacon and potatoes and stuff for breakfast burritos and biscuits and gravy and
juice and
enhanced water.
Yes, like a life water kind of deal. And then and a nice strong coffee. She's making good coffee in there.
Yeah, she's happy with the coffee.
But hotel coffee.
For hotel coffee, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's better.
There, that's better.
Yeah. So now we're gonna head.
Astoria.
We're gonna go west to Astoria and see the ocean, and then we have to be back by noon, probably a little bit before.
Yeah. Sure.
To change and go take pictures and whatnot for the wedding. But yeah, so we'll tune back in probably when we're at the ocean and get some shots out there.
Okay.
Cool.
What?
So our ocean journey didn't go quite as planned.
Unfortunately.
But we did see some cool things, some cool bridges and lots of water. We got to smell the ocean, so that was something. And if we would have had more time, we would have been fine. But now we are on our way, dressed in our fancy clothes, to do pictures for the wedding, or family pictures actually, not even for the wedding. And yeah, so we got that, and then a little break, and then I think the rehearsal, and then the rehearsal dinner, and etc., and probably lots of talking and stories and questions for you. Be prepared to be bombarded, possibly.
We have fun. We have a sunroof.
Yeah, we do have a sunroof.
For some reason, I didn't notice that I had an actual sunroof until about an hour ago.
Yeah. So, way to go, Malibu, I guess.
Fun little car to drive. Easy to drive, I should say.
Yeah, it's quite a nice vehicle, even though it may or may not be a hybrid. We're not sure. It doesn't say anything on the manual about it being a hybrid.
No.
So, I don't know.
It does the weird start and stop thing, but maybe that's something in the newer cars now.
Could be, because it is a 2022.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah.
On our way. Late.
We're on our way.
I'm always late. Hi.
We're a little late, but that's okay. So, yeah. We'll talk to you later, I guess. So, other observations about this fine area. What have we found? There's coffee everywhere.
Coffee everywhere.
And not just like your Starbucks. There's like little coffee like trailers, like everywhere. Like literally every 5 blocks. It's pretty insane. They like their Dollar Generals. There's a lot of those.
Gas is like $5.45 a gallon.
Yeah, gas is way expensive here compared to Minnesota. As we're coming in from the airport, we observed that pretty much all of the gas stations and convenience stores that haven't been in Minnesota for like 30 years, 40 years, they have here. 7-Elevens, we saw, did we see a Sinclair? I don't think we saw
Sinclair. We saw 76s.
Yeah, we saw 76s,
Yeah.
we saw some Chevrons.
Yeah.
So
else, yeah. The crazy old stations that we saw one from like, gosh, we didn't even know existed. Not Amico?
Texaco.
No, Texaco.
Yeah, there's a Texaco.
We didn't even know existed anymore.
Yeah. And of course, as you would expect in Oregon, dispensary every 5 feet.
Pizza, they like their pizza. There's pizza and Mexican.
Mexican
Every
pizza
freaking where.
and burgers seem to be the 3 main.
And there's also lots of Thai food still too.
Yeah,
like Thais and Korean and
the soul food.
yeah.
But I've not seen a single like Italian joint.
Oh, I've seen a few.
Oh, okay.
A few, yeah.
Not counting the pizza places, but like actual.
No, like there was a few. There's like maybe a handful that I've seen since we tried to find the ocean and back. So
yeah. That we were going there. We were literally almost there. See, there's another drive-through coffee place. If we would have had like another hour, we would have been fine. Because we were kind of taking the scenic route, I guess. But
yeah, and if I would have listened to him when we got there and went the one way instead of my own let's look around way, we would have at least got to put our toes in the ocean and then come back. But yeah, I do my thing, and sometimes that gets me off track. But
you know.
But I figured out what time it was and then realized that we needed to turn around and go back right away. Otherwise, we would have been really late. We would have been getting murdered late. So
probably.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would have murdered me if I would have showed up as late as we would have showed up if I would have kept going.
Fair enough. That's a fair assumption. But yeah, other than that, I mean, if you like nature, if you like foliage, any of that kind of stuff, here is the place to be. It's absolutely freaking gorgeous. All the hills and the mountains and all that stuff. It's just
elk,
moose,
rocks,
elk, rocks,
trucks, slides, tsunamis.
Yeah, they do have tsunami warning zones.
Tsunami zone.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a lovely part of the country. Everybody we've encountered has been relatively friendly. Sure, we haven't talked to that many people. Just all the staff at the hotel, who have all been great. And then the couple people at the pizza place last night.
Oh yeah.
And they seem really cool. So yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's gone good so far.
So far, so good. But we're about to meet the family, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah. Any other observations for the moment? Other than the big ass huge rivers that seem to go everywhere.
The giant river and the giant bridges, giant bridges.
Everything is big. Everything is big.
And yeah.
Except for the coffee places, they're tiny.
Yes, but they're everywhere.
But they're literally in a town, like in the actual city, there's literally one every 2 blocks. It's insane.
Yeah,
Except for you, who likes coffee, then it's great for you.
Yeah. Oh, come on, people. There's still the drivers that there are in Minnesota that go fast, go slow, go fast, go slow. So we got that. That didn't change.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But, yeah. So far, so good.
Try not to get a speeding ticket.
Yeah, that'd be good to avoid out of state law. You know?
Yeah. Right.
All right. So it's Sunday. We're really, really fancy now. We're on the way to the wedding. At this point, we're going to be cutting it close, but it'll be fine. So, where did we leave off? Last night. Right, we were on our way to dinner. Or we're on our way to pictures. Yesterday afternoon.
I think we were on our way to pictures.
We were on our way to pictures. Again, we got pictures a little bit late, but that's okay. Because they had done what they could do without us. And then got all of us and the thing and all of that. And I mean, the photographer was good. She seemed to know what she was doing, and we got some kind of different, as Drew was saying, not just lined up in a row kind of poses. And they got like individual couples and all that. All the shots were like walking towards her. I'm curious to see those. I think those turn out really cool.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
And then we went back to Drew's house and had the tour. So many closets. Oh my god.
I'm jealous.
Like an insane amount of closets.
It's beautiful.
And I think my apartment has a lot of closets. My apartment is nothing compared to their house. And then did that, and then we had to go to the rehearsal. Yeah. Turns out I'm in the wedding. I'm supposed to be the spokes.
I didn't say anything.
So yeah, I found out as we were lining up for rehearsal, Deirdre kind of motioned me over and said, "You have a job," and I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You're walking me and Rachel down the aisle." It's like, okay. Which explains the vest and the shirt and the pants, which I will have when I get there. But I mean, I should have known that I was going to be involved in some way, shape, or form. So we did the rehearsal, ran through it a couple times. It's fairly simple. Everybody pairing up and walking down, and then Haley's father and stepfather are walking her down to the end. And then we do the ceremony, and then everybody leaves, and that's not good.
Stalled out.
I think they're just stalled out, yeah. So I ran through that a couple times. Then we went to the rehearsal dinner, which was at Black Dog.
Yes.
I believe it's the name of it.
Like the Led Zeppelin song. That's why they had all the rock stuff around.
That makes sense.
Which is my Amanda Panda bestie's favorite Led Zeppelin song.
Really? Huh. I mean, it's not bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. It's probably in my top 10 of Zeppelin songs. Yeah, so I went to Black Dog and chatted with everybody. Because there was a lot of people that, everybody there she hadn't met. She finally met the family. And noticed a lot of similarities between members of this family and members of her own family, which I find kind of freaky, but we roll with it.
Really weird. Strange.
Neat little truck. Yeah, so then we did dinner, and just to expedite things, we were asked to order ahead of time, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Some time ago, just so they would know the who's and the what's and the all that. So she, of course, went with the brisket, which I almost went with, which was quite good. It was nice and tender, a little fatty, nice pepper crust on the edge.
I wasn't expecting that pepper crust, but it was really good.
It kind of broke up not the blandness of the meat, because meat itself wasn't really bland, but broke it up a little bit.
It was an unexpected little extra pop of flavor. So it was good.
And I went with the cedar plank salmon, and they give you about a half a fish. It's a huge fillet, but oh my god, it was so good. It was melt in your mouth, just buttery, and they salted and peppered the top, and so good.
It's the best. I think it's got to be really close to the best salmon I've ever had.
Yeah, it was insane. And even like the mashed potatoes were really good, and the broccolini was really good. I mean, everything was prepared well, everything was seasoned well. So if you're ever in the area and want a good little meal, go to Black Dog. They do it right.
I was watching the other plates go by, and gosh, it all looked really freaking good.
Yeah, all their burgers were huge. Yeah.
They have a good, different looking drink selection. We didn't have anything alcohol, but they had quite a few different things that I probably would have tried if I had decided to have a drink that night. But yeah, so it's really interesting.
Yeah,
we have really good staff, like very pleasant. Right on top of everything.
Very accommodating, especially the group that we had literally took up half the restaurant, and they were so nice and so accommodating. Yeah, really, really good. Yeah, the one drink that I noticed, the rum runner they had, that looked really good. It was like rum and pineapple juice and no, it wasn't rum. It was some sort of flavored vodka. There might have been rum in it too.
Was there one that had an apple pucker in it too?
There might have been.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, but yeah, if you're in the area, because that was in Forest Grove, Oregon. If you're in the area, swing by Black Dog. Top notch. And then after that, we hung around and chatted in the parking lot for a bit, and then everybody went their separate ways. We went back to the hotel and pretty much crashed.
Oh yeah.
Because it had been a long day of walking and posing and yeah. Driving. Yeah.
It was good though.
It was very good. Yeah. And it was good to see the family again and catch up, and a couple of big revelations that I was not expecting. Yeah. But you don't know them, so we won't talk about that. I mean, some of you do. But apparently no one in my family watches my YouTube channel, so...
They might now.
I'll send it to Jeremy.
Did they know it even existed?
Well, Jeremy claims he didn't know it existed, but I'm sure I've told him at some point. But he just probably forgot.
Sometimes people tell people things and they don't remember. So.
True. So then we got up this morning, again, seemingly at the crack of freaking dawn, because our bodies haven't adjusted to the time difference.
I think it was 7 or 7:30. No, it was like 6. We woke up like...
We woke up about 6. We got going about 7:30. And went downstairs and grabbed some breakfast. We had a couple errands to run. We had to grab some gas. We needed to swing by Walmart, pick up a couple things. A couple things specifically for the wedding, so we had to do that. But during breakfast, I was looking at one of the local free papers and came across an ad for a what do they call it? A vendor, not a vendor village,
but a curiosity shop.
Yeah.
But it basically was like a curiosity vendor store or something, vendor shop. It was basically just like an antique store.
Yeah, much very similar to the one we talked about up in Duluth. Very similar kind of setup, but just lots of stuff all over the place, lots of cool stuff. But before that, because we got there a few minutes early and they weren't open yet, so we were just cruising down the street, just kind of checking out everything. Because of course they have the Spirit of Halloweentown, like month-long celebration going on. The movie Halloweentown, and some of its sequels, I'm not sure, were filmed in St. Helens, and certain scenes of Twilight were filmed in St. Helens. So every year they have this big
TV show,
The Magicians. A couple of scenes were filmed in St. Helens, according to the Mushroom Guy, and we'll talk about him in a second. So yeah, every year they have this big celebration and they go all out. We've talked about what they did at the hotel, but they had a parade last night, and then they have a bunch of stuff set up on the beach, on the river. They've got like a pirate ship and cannon. It's this whole like pirate themed thing. We didn't explore that much, but it looked really cool. Yeah, we got a couple pictures. We'll insert them somewhere. And yeah, it just felt really cool. And I mean, it felt like a small town festival, but like all about like pirates and Halloween. And then up in the parking lot next to the beach, they had just a bunch of like tents with like vendors set up. And the first guy we saw was the Mushroom Guy. And he basically sells like mushroom starters.
Yeah, it's basically mushroom spores that are in bags of like, I think it's like wood chips, different nutrients, moss and stuff. And yeah, we just mark little X's in the bag and then tighten it up and then put it under a slightly moist, like misted, like plastic tote, and then it'll grow mushrooms.
Yeah.
And then keep doing that. And what are these people doing? And so, anyways, I'm really interested in the reishi one because
for sure,
that's supposed to be very good for inflammation and such. And he does ship. And I also saw a bottle of such called mushroom ketchup.
Yeah,
I was very curious as to what that was, but I can't get it anyways because we have to fly home.
Right.
And then get some reishi powders that he makes.
And then, did you see the vanilla extracts too? I
was not trying to look because we had to fly home. And it also looks like he makes some wood cutting boards and possibly some lathe-turned wood pens. And
yeah, it was all really nice stuff. And dude, it was super cool.
Yeah, it was very nice to talk with.
Ran us through the whole mushroom process and through all the different varieties and properties and whatnot. Then we asked him about the Halloweentown celebration. He told us on all that. Yeah, just like a super nice, super chill dude.
Yeah.
And then we went next door, or no, like 2 stalls down, where all the pretty rocks were, and got sucked into there for about 20 minutes.
Rocks,
crystals and rocks, and all kinds of fun stuff.
Don't tell the surprise for my Amanda.
Oh no, of course not. Well, now she knows she has a surprise. But yeah, we picked up a couple of things. and we'll show you guys those later, probably when we get back.
And he loves coffee as much as I do.
Yes, he offered us coffee several times.
And he offered me, if I'm ever there when he makes his Turkish coffee,
Yes.
that I am invited to partake in a cup. And we discussed Turkish coffee. And he was very nice guy.
Now, is Turkish coffee, I mean, obviously it's a specific blend, but is it just like 10 times stronger? Or?
It is, it's kind of like an espresso.
But like on steroids.
Yes. And they do it in that, it's the one they make it in a little copper pot.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
then they'll like heat it and kind of mix it and heat it and pour it and like keep adding it. Like you said, you add your sugar and whatever else you might want in the
Beforehand.
beginning,
Yeah.
before you start heating it. And it's basically, it's like a crack coffee. It's probably like my heaven. So, yeah.
Okay.
I've never had it, so.
Well, maybe I'll do some research and maybe Santa will bring us a Turkish coffee set. However they do that.
Look at all the ivy just, which I guess is invasive around here. I didn't realize.
Yeah, apparently the ivy here kills trees.
Ivy and what'd you say, Russian blackberry?
Some sort of blackberries that just
another bridge.
take over. Another bridge.
Another cool bridge.
So many cool bridges, and just foliage, as we talked about earlier, it's just like, it's just so incredibly awesome here. Okay, so after the rocks, and we did get a card from him too, so we'll definitely tag him or share that or something. Though he did have probably one of the better lines of any vendor I've heard. When we walk in, he's like, "Come on in. There's no entry fee, but there is an exit fee."
Yeah.
Like, okay.
You have to take about 4 steps in.
So yeah, then we just kind of skimmed the rest of the booths. I mean, there's the one next to the rock eye was a bunch of tumblers, like custom made tumblers, some of which I think lit up, some glow in the dark. I think some maybe played music. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure about that.
She had like.
Or did she just have a speaker going? Or
I think she said. I think they were like speakers, like the one you have in your kitchen, only like decorated.
Oh, okay. Is that what it's about? Okay.
I think.
But yeah, just a bunch of like, obviously a lot of like Halloween and horror themed tumblers. A couple of them were really freaking cool. And then, I mean, a lot of more jewelry and clothing, and then we hit where all the food was. Why did you just start? What's wrong with you? Okay. And of course, we smelled the mini donuts and just about got mini donuts, but I'm like, I think I'm hungry just because I'm standing right in front of the mini donuts trailer.
See mini donuts and eat mini donuts.
I know, and I haven't had any mini donuts for a long time, actually.
That would have gotten mini donuts. You know me.
I know.
Any excuse.
Any excuse. But I pointed it out that they did have something I'd never seen before. You could get a bucket of donuts for $14, and for an additional $10, they would refill it if you ate them all. Which I thought was kind of cool. And then, of course, they had them where you could like smother them in chocolate and caramel, and then they had a mini donut sundae, and I don't know what all that involved, but I'm sure it'd be freaking delicious.
Yeah. Literally good.
And then, what else did we pass by?
Well, they had like an Asian food place, and then there was the Thai place on the corner, which of an actual building.
Yeah, the actual Thai restaurant.
Delicious. Yeah. They had they had a place that had like a couple different things, and then elephant ears.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at those. That's what I was staring at.
Yeah, I think they had like.
Ever had an elephant ear? It's like
I think I have it.
A sugared.
Yeah, it's basically just like a big fried lump of dough covered in sugar. Yeah, which again, yum.
No, there was a baked goods stall that had like
Oh yeah,
donuts and like looked like nice handmade donuts
and bread. Whatever the bread was on top with the white icing, I'm assuming that was like a pumpkin bread or something.
I didn't.
That actually looked kind of good. So yeah, we made it out of the kind of fair area.
Keep right to continue on Northwest Ridge Avenue.
And then started walking up and stopped into just like what you would call like a tourist shop. Because we were looking for what was her exact words? A silly bumper sticker?
Yeah.
Or goofy bumper sticker for this one's mom's. Which we didn't really find, but maybe we'll look at the airport too, see if they got something.
Yeah.
But they had some cool stuff. They had like I don't know if what the sticker thing is. Like 3 or 4 of the different shops just had stickers, just like a ton of stickers.
Because there's all those kids and stuff that go shopping there, and kids like stickers and laptops and stuff.
The back of street signs apparently.
Yeah, you can, like,
I should take a picture of that guy. But yeah, so they had a ton of stickers, everything from
Take the next left onto Northwest St. John's Bridge.
Bridge.
Yes, lady, we know bridge.
So yeah, did that.
3/4 of a mile.
Oh,
Sorry, driving like a maniac.
bridge.
Big, awesome bridge.
Big awesome bridge, and there's another lift bridge over there. And then after that is when we went to the antique store that sucks you in for 6 hours.
Well, there was the store before the tourist store that was just like a little, like not consignment, but just a little kind of like mini thrift store themed towards all the witchy stuff. So
Yeah. Yep.
she had a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah. And plus, on the other side of that building is a haunted house. So.
I wanted to go in a haunted house. You wouldn't let me.
Because we had a mission. Next year, we will literally plan to spend like 3 days wandering around town.
Okay.
One of those days will be dedicated to the antique shop. Yeah, because I'm moving that way.
Turn right onto North Ivanhoe Street.
Yeah, so then we went to the antique store and saw a bunch of cool stuff and didn't get any of it because we were flying back and we didn't know what, but yeah, they had a ton. Again, I'm getting more into like the vintage like glassware and stuff, and they had a ton of cool stuff.
Those mug beer glasses were cool.
Those were very cool.
Like a smoke brown goblet kind of a glass.
Yeah.
They were really neat.
Yeah, those were really, really freaking cool. Not as many records as the one up in Duluth, but more movies. And they had, so again, it's one of these where you kind of wind around and like literally around every corner is another sub corner and another little pathway.
1,000 feet, turn left onto North Richmond Avenue.
Yeah, it's like 2 blocks up. At the light, there you go. And then they actually had upstairs. Well, they had 2 upstairs because they had the one upstairs on the one side was just like a thin little like balcony almost that they had a bunch of stuff lined up against where the window was.
Turn left onto North Richmond Avenue.
And then the one on the other side was a little bit wider, a little bit more substantial. But then if you go around the corner on that side of upstairs, there's another upstairs, the 3rd floor,
600 feet, turn
which
left
apparently
on
is a ballroom. Because it said more stuff upstairs in the ballroom, and I was like,
oh, wow.
And I just kind of looked up the stairs, and I'm like, nope, we don't have time. We don't have time. But yeah,
I didn't see any on the other side, and I didn't see any.
Turn left after 7-Eleven on the left onto North Oswego Avenue.
Oh, that is so.
Didn't look like a
7-Eleven's
7-Eleven.
everywhere. Remember, we got to get a Slurpee from
We gotta-
7-Eleven.
We got to just
Maybe
slush it.
tonight after the
Yeah, depending on
wedding, how late it goes.
how late it goes or how early we decide to leave.
Yeah.
Because we got to hit the Mexican drive-through and the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Just plans for later.
Hey, that restaurant's name is Kung Food. So Kung Food. They like their play on
They
words
like
here.
their play on words, especially when it comes to food and restaurants.
Yeah, we noticed that. It's,
Kung Food.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto North Smith Street.
I don't understand this thing that makes you want to drive. Like, what is it doing? It takes you in all the back roads. Your little GPS is weird. Maybe it's just the state. I don't know.
I think it's, well, yeah, because usually
You can't just go from here to there in this state.
when we use it at home, it finds the most direct route. So it might just be something in the network here or something.
Take the next right onto North Smith Street.
Anyway,
Yeah, play
so
on words.
play on words. Yeah.
They don't know a speed limit. They just all go as fast as they feel like going.
In half a mile, turn left onto North Columbia Way.
Yeah, but it's a cute little state.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean,
it's fun. And they have these fracking speed bumps on this road. And down when we were down by Portland too,
there was a bunch of them.
speed bump, these things.
Yeah.
I guess I'm they're gonna slow down a little more.
But yeah. So then got back to the hotel. I picked up a couple of things. I had to pick up a couple of shot glasses. And then a couple stickers, and then you got a lip balm, I think,
Oh, that's right.
at the touristy shop.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then we got our rocks, our selection of rocks. And then we got ready, and now we're on the way to the wedding, and we'll be there in roughly half
Take
hour
a second left onto North
to
Columbia
go
Way.
19 miles, which doesn't seem right, but whatever.
Okay, I think this is my left right here.
Yes.
Guys stopping. It's my turn.
Thank you. So yeah, we'll probably do another update tomorrow as we're packing up to go home.
No, we don't want.
But
Well,
it'll
I'm
be-
already homesick slightly, so for some weird reason, I don't know why. But another 7-Eleven.
Another 7-Eleven and another shop.
And I had to have, for the first time in my life, somebody else pump my gas for me today.
Oh yeah.
Not used to that. That was weird. He was very polite, very nice.
He was very
but
nice.
it
He was a nice
really
kid.
freaking weird.
Yeah, and I don't know why that rules apply, and why
Such a weird thing.
if it's just Oregon or if it's like all of the Pacific Northwest. If it's all like Northern California and Washington and
So I thought I heard someone say
Idaho.
Washington, so maybe it's Washington and Oregon. I thought once we got out of Washington, wait, what state are we in now?
Oregon. We're in Oregon. We're heading towards Washington.
I am so confused. I feel like we're back and forth. Like I don't even know what state I'm in half the time. And I seriously swear, once in a while on these roads, you're in one state, and then you go a mile down the road, and you're in the other state, and then next thing I know, I'm in the other state again, and I don't even know what's happening. Because apparently, the Columbia River divides
Yeah, that's apparently the state line between
most of this business. So.
yeah, between Oregon and Washington. So
Yeah, very beautiful. I mean, even just to drive, it's very beautiful.
yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous state.
There's so much junk on the road, though. The roads are all covered in shrapnel of various
of just
degrees.
stuff. I mean, we've seen how many pieces of rubber that we could assemble into whole tires.
Yeah.
Like,
Train bridge. Yeah, it's fun.
yeah. I mean, I would recommend coming out here, especially if you haven't been. And yeah, we're already planning. I don't know if it'd be an annual trip, but definitely coming back at some point during October for Spirit of Halloweentown. Fest and staying in St. Helens, even though everybody, I don't know what
I
these
thought St.
people
Helens is like the
worst place on earth. It's like the drive from the airport getting out of Portland was worse than anything I experienced in St. Helens. So I don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, I would totally come back here, totally stay at that best restaurant again, absolutely. Explore all of St. Helens. Maybe if we get down to Portland, try to find. Because I know, is it Portland or Seattle where Voodoo Donuts is? I think that's Portland. And they're kind of known for the big, like, crazy.
Okay, I gotta go left or right. Okay, guess I'm going right.
Yeah, you're going right.
Oh my gosh.
Or else you'll just run into the river.
Go. What are you doing?
Oh, the bridge. Old train bridge.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a fun
To
trip.
hear me yell at the other drivers.
Hey, showing this is completely unscripted. I mean, not like any of my stuff is scripted, but completely off the cuff. And just, as it is. But, yeah, so I guess we'll talk to you tomorrow as we're packing up, probably. All that. Unless we get crazy and, vlog our feast tonight, but who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe. All right. Talk to you later. Because he feels that he can, I guess. Hey guys, it is Monday. This weekend has been a blur. My apologies. And we're back in regular clothes. No more fancy clothes. Yay! And we're heading to the airport to fly back, which we are both very, very sad about, but that's okay. We'll be back out. So wedding was good. I mean, a little chaos when we got there, but in this family, that's kind of to be expected. But yeah, did the thing, and really, really like short ceremony. Like
it was pretty short.
Like it took longer to walk in and walk out than it did to do the ceremony. Which I appreciated because I like a good, quick ceremony. Mainly because they had written their own vows, but they had chosen to exchange them in private. So that probably cut a lot of time out. And, you got to respect that because, But unfortunately, the bride, Haley, had been like super stressed and everything for the past couple of weeks, and I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if
I think she just got exhausted
and
just could not stand up anymore
and wasn't eating
that
and all that
dress
stuff.
was like twice her weight.
Yeah. So after the actual ceremony, she had to go and like lay down and like do recoup and all that.
And the ceremony and all the pictures.
Oh yeah, I forgot the like 45 minutes of family pictures we had afterwards. Mainly with just Haley standing there and just having different people,
dress up.
and then the dress and the whole thing, and but there were swords at the ceremony, so that's a plus. Apparently, it's an old Viking tradition to exchange swords. So Tim just had like I mean, they were plastic, obviously, but Tim just had just a regular kind of run-of-the-mill,
Like a two-hand sword.
yeah, like a not a battle sword. What's the word I'm looking for?
Knight sword.
Yeah, I mean, just your typical like sword. And of course, Haley had her Master Key sword, which she got. When did she get that? I remember getting that for her graduation. Not me personally, but I remember when we got it for graduation, maybe from Kingdom Hearts. So that was her sword that she gave him. And any ceremony with weaponry is always fun.
Weaponry or bloodshed, one or the
Or
other.
bloodshed, or some sort of, yeah.
In 2 miles, take the exit toward Portland Airport.
So then, we did the pictures, which again took a half hour, 45 minutes. I mean, it was a long, but we got pictures of pretty much everybody. As much family as was there. We have photographic evidence of it. And then we went over to the reception area. Well, the place that they had, it was actually really, really cool. It was really lovely. Nice big open spot where we did the pictures. Little tent where the ceremony was, which was kind of cool. Or a little almost like a thatched roof kind of thing. And they had and then a barn where the dancing took place, and then they just set up tents for the actual dinner. But they had like a creek running through it, and little bridges. It was quite quaint, kind of nice. So then, while we were waiting for Haley to recover and get different clothes, because a couple of the bridesmaids, I think, eventually just went to Target to get her something else to wear because she was so done with that dress. And so in the waiting for that, there were appetizers of just like meats and cheeses and shrimp and that kind of stuff. And then when they finally got her onto dinner, it was a taco bar, or taco nacho bar, which was awesome. and some of the better wedding food I've had in a while.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was quite good. The corn, you had the corn, right?
The corn was really good.
Corn was really good. Basically, it was just corn with like cheese and mayonnaise and
Like an elote.
yeah. But that was yummy. That was very yummy. Yeah.
It really was really very good. Really tasty.
Yes. And a nice change of pace than like the plated
Take the
dinners.
exit toward Portland Airport.
Okay, we're getting near the airport, so we'll wrap this up quick. Yeah, and then they did the dancing, and then Haley eventually did emerge, and she was sitting at the table and but she had decided not to do any of her dances, the father-daughter and all that stuff, which I totally agree with at that point, because it's kind of like, Tim did do his mother-son dance, which was, it was to Rod Stewart's Forever Young, so whatever that is. Yeah, and then just a lot of hanging out and kind of catching up with family and all the news that I apparently had missed over the years, which was, some of it was kind of a lot. But yeah. And then, as I jokingly said to Jeremy, just taking this one and basically throwing her into the sea of family and say, hope you can swim. But that being said, any thoughts on the experience? And
Continue on Northeast 82nd Avenue for 1.5 miles.
I don't know. I just, I mean, I think it went pretty well. I wonder, I don't know. I kind of wish Haley had gotten to do her father-daughter's dances because I think, I mean, I feel bad she was so exhausted at that point that she wasn't able to. But yeah, no, it was very beautiful. Of course, I cried because I'm a baby and I cried.
Well, that's okay. After, because Jamie and Sean, Haley's father and stepfather, in the rehearsal, jokingly, were going to hand Haley off and then do a fist bump. And they didn't do that, and I saw Sean turn around, and he was just all kinds of teary-eyed, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. And even Jamie started to choke up a little bit when he gave his speech, so, which is rare for him to, like, show emotion. So that yeah. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Out of all the weddings I've been to, this one was not bad at all. This one's, and the weather held out, it didn't rain,
Turn
it was
left
nice.
onto Northeast Cascades Parkway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're just about to the airport, and then we have to figure all that stuff out. And then get on the plane and fly back.
Northeast
And
Cascades Parkway, then make a U-turn.
Yeah.
a U-turn.
Right. Because I'm trying to find a gas station.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the gas station. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That was our Oregon adventure.
Yep.
Which we will definitely have to come back again and do all that. So yeah. So for now,
Goodbye.
we made it. We're alive. We're back home. Obviously. Yeah, flight was good. I started out playing some trivia games and got frustrated because I played 3 games and each time my score got lower. So I'm like, yeah, I'm done. So I wound up watching The Lost City, the Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Daniel Radcliffe one, which is actually pretty good. I would recommend it. And you?
What did I watch? I think it was called like The Nightmare Alley or
Nightmare
something.
Alley,
It was interesting. It was not what I had expected. It had lots of twists. We were kind of opposites on movies.
Entertainment selection.
I mean, we can find our documentaries and our comedies and stuff are fine, but we have our own little things. But it was good. It was weird. It was good. Kind of long, I felt. I mean, it barely was finishing right as the plane was landing.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm not telling you nothing else. I mean,
okay.
It was good. It was equally as good as the fall that I watched on the way over there. So, but yeah.
So both recommended?
Yeah, sure.
If you like kind of
suspenseful, twisty
journey
movies, you do have to pay attention to, or you're not going to know what's happening. Especially with this one, even more so than the other one. But yeah, it was good. It was nice. It was a good flight. It was comfortable and a little more space on this flight.
Yeah, so. It wasn't a full flight, so the seat next to me was actually open, and I didn't even think about scooting over there, which I probably should have. But yeah, it is what it is.
It's all right. Yeah.
So we made it back, and then got a lift back because I didn't really want to deal with buses and trains, especially in the middle of the rush hour because it is Monday. And the driver showed up relatively quick. He was super friendly, super courteous. Good times.
Yeah, good driver. He was very, from what little experience I've had though, I mean, but no, he was very, very good.
Yeah, you could tell he's been doing this a while. He kind of had the patter down, but that's fine.
Yeah. And we're back.
And then we're back. and yeah, I took tomorrow off as a recovery day, so I'll probably spending that day putting all this together and posting it. But this poor soul has to go back.
Crazy person
Has to be back at work in just under 12 hours.
Oh well.
So
that's plenty of time to sleep. It is. I mean.
No, I mean I know.
And we're not over in Washington now, where it's like 9 o'clock, and we're like, let's go to bed. Like we barely make it. And like I didn't even make it over to. We had two queens in our hotel room, and I didn't even make it over to his bed last night. I laid down and...
Yeah, she laid down, started playing on the phone. I went to the bathroom. Literally 5 minutes later, I come out, she's out. She's like dead to the world. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, like
cool.
3 a.m, I wake up and I'm like, what happened? I have my clothes on. Where am I? And I like slightly take my meds and slightly get ready for bed and crawl. Then I crawl into his bed because I was just like, yeah. So it's, but yeah, there's something about that area, man. You just,
it is
you
very,
will sleep.
It's very calming. It's very, and that may or may not have to do with all the foliage and extra oxygen. No, plants give off oxygen. Yeah. So maybe just the abundance of that and overloads your brain or something.
And then all the new experiences and people and just there's a lot packed into a few days.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely
new things to learn, and I learned what the spike strips in the airport, how those work, because we went to return the rental car, and I'm like, okay, this is where we go, this is where we go, this is where we go, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, there's
spikes in the road.
Spikes in my way, and it says don't back up, but if I can't back up, but there's spikes, so I can't go forward.
And then we look, and there's like 3 people behind us.
Yeah,
and
they're
we're just like,
go, people. And I'm like, I can't go. So the very nice gentleman behind me got out and came up, and he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, there's spikes. Help me. And he's like, no. You can go forward. If you go forward, you're fine. Do not go backward. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Because I that is a new experience.
Yeah, we don't have those around here.
I did not want to destroy my rental vehicle. And, we did have to stop at a 7-Eleven for gas to fill up the car at the airport, or I would have to pay so much more for gas for them to fill it. But did not get a slushie, unfortunately, because we were on our way to fly out, and already
and we were already running later than we wanted to. Yeah. But we got there on time, and everything was good, and planning on that. But of course, you know us, you know me. I can't walk away on a trip without trinkets.
Oh yeah, trinkets.
So of course I had to get. Let's see what we can see.
Focus. Is that the Halloweentown one?
Yeah.
Halloweentown.
Yeah, I mean I'll put pictures in too, but just to kind of. And then of course we're in Bigfoot country, so. What else?
You have stickers.
No, you picked up these from.
That was just the little touristy Halloweentown place. Yeah, that had little stickers.
And yeah.
And
then we got a couple of those.
A couple other ones like this one. I got also for my mother. It's a shiny one. So it's pretty cool. And then this, because she wanted stickers, I thought was kind of funny because she's ornery sometimes. So, yeah. I lost something down there.
So then we are at the rock place that we were telling you about. and she'd picked out a turtle for Amanda, for a friend, and then a couple other things, and the guy was adding it up, and he's like, "Tell you what, we'll do this much, and you pick out any rock you want." I was like, "Okay." So I was looking and picked up this guy, which is pretty cool.
You'll have to include your picture of of what it is later.
Oh, of course, yeah, because they had descriptions, little description cards on all the different stones. So.
And then I got a cool adventure that's got like little some stuff in there, like, yeah, you can see it. Okay, yep.
Yeah.
And then it's really cool, and I got an amethyst necklace, and then he got your tiger's eye.
Yeah.
Are not your agate. That's an agate.
Agate. Yep.
Yeah, for the window, unless he wants to be a pimp and wear it around his neck every now and then, you might. But
yeah, so we were kind of walking around, and they had a bunch of stuff outside of the booth on like these like metal tree stand thingies, and the way the sun hit this one, I just couldn't say no. I don't know how well you can actually see, and maybe I'll try to get some light shining through it for some pictures, but
yeah,
it really just shone, and it was just freaking cool.
Yes.
Did we get anything else?
I got my amethyst necklace, but that's in the car.
Yeah, that's in the car.
And I think that's it from that place. Yeah, all every kind of thing that you could want.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And as far as gems and stuff.
But. Yeah, and again, when we go back, because we will go back, especially during Halloweentown time, we'll dedicate the majority of an afternoon, if not more, just to walk around St. Helens and check out all the stuff and all that fun.
They have an old theater there, the old-timey theater.
Yeah, like an actual like single, or maybe it was two.
It might have been two screens.
It may have been two screens, but yeah, you don't see those anymore because you get 50 screens and stuff. But
do the haunted house.
And then do the haunted house.
Yeah.
And
like a pirate land down in there too. So.
Yeah, we weren't sure what that was, but they had like a pirate ship and all kinds of cannons and it looked like some probably pirate themed carnival games or something like right on the river. So check that out and yeah, so much to do, so much to Oh, do you have your fairy bottles? Or are they down the car?
Those are in the car.
Oh, those are in the car.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay.
For the wedding, as one of the favors, I guess you'd call them, they made potion bottles.
Well, one is the Felix Felices or whatever, which is the happy serum from Harry Potter.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the other one is Amoritanine or something. I don't know that one so well how to pronounce that, but that's like the love potion.
Which I'm assuming was the red one.
Is the pink one, yeah.
The pink one,
yes. They were really pretty.
Yeah, and then there was glitter in there as well. So if you shook them, they got all shimmery.
Only for the Felix.
Oh, I thought they both.
No, the other one wasn't shimmery.
Oh.
Not that I saw, but So, but they were really cool, like wax sealed.
Yeah, wax sealed, and they were bottles maybe yay big and square.
Yeah.
They were really cool.
There's and then dice. Did you get a bag of dice too?
I did not grab a bag of dice.
I thought you. So yeah, so we got these little bags of dice, which I'm pretty sure I put just in my
suitcase.
other suitcase, unfortunately. But they're just little bags, little like poplin bags, and then they actually had a set of like D&D dice or dice for whatever purposes. But there was like 10 dice in there or something.
Like that. Yeah.
And they were like all different color each one, so like a rainbow dice, and that was a really cute.
Yeah, you'll have to send me pictures of those later. And
they did have a photo booth that you could do little pictures in, but somebody wasn't wanting to. And then when I thought about forcing him to, then it ran out of paper, and then later on it just didn't get to it. But one of these days. But that was a fun little cute thing they had too. Yeah, and it was fun. And he already talked about the taco bar for the dinner.
Yeah, the taco bar, which actually was really good.
Was very well done.
Yeah, so I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that concludes our Oregon adventure. Yeah.
We made it.
We made it. We're alive. I think we learned some things about travel that we can retain and will be useful in the future.
I didn't get red alerted, pat down every nook and cranny on my way back.
On the way back,
so.
no, the way back. I mean, I was telling her from the last time. Oh, I wasn't flying out of Portland. I was flying out of Arizona.
Oh,
never mind. But still, it went a lot smoother than Minneapolis did. They seemed to be more coordinated and yeah, and they didn't freak out about anything on your on your.
I just
skin,
had to be patted down because my port
because the port and
flagged it.
whatnot.
So yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah, and I mean I got through and I was kind of keeping an eye. It's like, oh, she's done. Yeah.
Is she gonna come or is she getting arrested? What's happening here?
Because that might change plans a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. And again, everybody that we ran into as far as at the stores and at the hotel were all just super nice and super friendly and really helpful. And so, yeah. So with that, back to real life, I guess. Okay, cool. We'll talk to you later.